Good evening. May I start the felicitation ceremony by the Central University of Tibetan Studies to the lifetime distinguished professor of Banaras Hindu University and adjunct professor of Central University of Tibetan Studies who he has received the highest award Padma Shri by the Government of India. First, the lighting of lamp by the distinguished guest Professor Ramhar Singh Ji. May I request Professor Lobsang Tenzin La, Dean, Faculty of Saw Rigpa and Port Jyotish, Central University of Tibetan Studies, to recite the token of appreciation of Padma Shri lifetime distinguished Professor Ramhar Singh Ji and adjunct professor of Central University of Tibetan Studies.
Tashi Dele, Tenetaya Chijonami, Kebiwan Bochamo Ramhar Singh Jordan, Ani Tijinduta Central University King Rigdadang. Ani Ridoncho, Yenta Chondani baby, Kebanambato. Ne Tanda Tambu de Konge, Cheduing, Yanga Somarta Yanga Shirake, Segran, Shibishibitona Jimmy, Tonda, Kashi Deni, Pogi Den Maji, Lo Aniti, Nandon de Tap the Ojin Engine and Juliai, Pejeta Popa Mambo Yota, during the things Hagondorism, the Nandon de Jenny, and beginning issue to it. Tambu take the Timachi Mashujayan. Benchin Ram Harseng Langombertoba. That the engineer Jenny Mashuja, Jenny Nando de Shijuji. Omso the Parajabe. Then de Tambu de Buddha Jag, Samu Nanolia, Minto Libi, the Kanchuma Tamji, Sanjik in Zepat and Tene, then told them you be some Suji or the traditional some surgery. Just a day in the quarter, 60 J. Sanjay Kunja, 2G walker, General Sajun Davade, Poyana Sans in Kamanga, number dripping over Tianze. Who can jing John Legba the Yonde, Tiniji Jumba Tamji, Pukajing Durgente, Papa Genes of Manjo Durgenita, Chesa Ti, Zebadan Tenel, Tagoya Jida, London Rebak Duji of Jere. Ten to Jeza. Those Alhabadia keeping on Boram Hussein Choge, good sense Zeba, Pu Kanjengia, Region Jet Habatu Sori, but in Dictana, Shidagda, Kadichamu Dini, Chesa, Tetin, Tetin and Zeba and training Namtru, some day, but in the 10 they do. Something on the Rante Charti do Jeta, they talk teach of me. That the Indian said, you said the other, and said you teach what you said, they are now show you. Say, rigid, Sangbin Shala. People will be Ninsing Metonten, Rabdang Tangi in so Lentumba, Tonsan Tazon on the Bolla draws. That Chili and Ninsek Gini Shucho Jason and now I show you. Tondaning board of the Nijere. Jezan Delia say rigid Samba. I will take some Tantananola, say rigid about the Samba in something. Tandang Munegid, I will take Netan Jake Demina, Muneran, say rigid Jababu, Muneran. Kona ready or some gay. Taking your ordinary Rabdang Tangi and so then Zagatinga get at that Katamabajin. Marangune Koran Yamun Jivo Yovada, Koran to you on the Casa Yova, and the Shembitonia. There's some non Munirama can't do it. Ta Korangia, Jam Ninja Dilla, Katamabajin, some of you, what they show you. Jambada Ninja, Hajange, Ketchambojere, King Denjo to me, Jobenji, Chojab Bemulang Arsova. Jaganalolia, keeping one book, Shabla between Suji Ujimari. That Kongsheni, the machine, that go machine, you know, Lumbu Tondo, Keba the Germans and Machapan said, they are Lumbu to the end of the matter. What is that? Choja Bemulang Arsova. Choja to Gumi, never can't give never major times. Kuzo Devon Investa, Chilean, Zambilan Kibicho, Chile, Shabla between you, married, Chicken Yamta, Nimajil and Yamta never the reject Tanu Ujimar, Conquesedel. Sulena Major Nangere, Jamjon Nangere, Jukia Yome 내다 인다 잠다인다 제바스 개요 말이 제가 어때 네 운에 냥이 전송 어때 도 주의점이 기지 주품 고민 내봐이 강대 제배 일만 맞았다 나 꼴레 공을 전부 배리 아니 제자 두시그랑 인데 매진밖에 샵도 두고요래 권랑 내발로 거든지 제단 줄때 냥아 그게 잠을 때 운내라 응어도 때려다 이때 가서 랑진 접이진다고 저래 단데 공기야 구제되라 소화를 받는 제반틀리 망고지 장요를 되게 깨자르지 노비 빼줘 소비리지니 뒤지급이 춘수를 징만아 저도 미진닝도 단도니 대번집이 까진 수이잖니 다 소화를 봐 내가 줘보던데 저기 나눠라 아니 공게 다 잡jor고 와니 단다 절카 망복 양원에 중절게 팀도 오늘 도비 내주지 정요리 다 대제상을 그래서 리지 담줄로 년이 돼서 삼노 담배이나 아니 점적인 주과 주시 연도 루베기게 저 세주와 뭐 되게자데 디나는 로요리 다디 시라마고 심고 버지 영아 신계 속에 징결이 다 공기야 아요베들은 제반틀니 간디 정요면데 답대오진 쓰지제나 돼요 삽산처럼 인지 남이세 데 인도 만팅이 젠세데 딘도다레 삽산처럼 인지 남이세 집이 세린 답지 차량벌 지미 촌도 도거를 제바이 로비 센노 데비 때든제 그렇게 꾸제 되리야 아유베들은 제반틀니 간디 정요면 된 로바미 조된 캠펜도 간디 정요면 대랑지 주비진리 다 되니 공게야 아유베들 강에 망부지 가리어서나 다 진로그 고르와게다 지게 아유베데기 니주 야보 마도바 디왕게 아니 고르와 망부지 다 된돌이야 다 초비군의 렌데 가는지 요메디 세기요 재미닝도 다다 라마나 고랑게 센라 람주기요레 아니 로주게 땐 삼노담 있는 것인데 단영아 조다 개 야거라지래 재미닝도 다다 라마나 남주 뿡듬 재민 초거지 장미시라 메지 로덴지 백골 랑기다 군 렘바 점스 라마야나게 랑기다고 좀 받다 땅에서 영아 제슈지르와 제사 공 잡아치는 도스마잔 로당 저때 영아게 도당지래 뭐윤네 소리 단다 너들 강님하고 되게요리 대응 오걸 중기요리 잘가 돌기요리 제사 고대 색든 로단데 녀버지 녀버 서울하다 로줄이 잘 잡아서래 마또 돈다 다라니요리 단데 소바르바다 제일이니 공기 두지 지나고 냠부 제야지 고감지라고 요리 된 로와미 샴디지 드롭투고 요리 디 색지 디요들 제일이지 가지다고다 람 제일이지 가지다고다 강진 소리 한누마타이 제규 둥지 뭐또 종점 대지 빠지 스타지 찜찜top 안 한누만다다 람니부 바로 들어지는 자디 좀 고야들 라비키요로다 제가 먼저 세리지다 소바리바니 배송 가르치고 왔으나 먼저 너서부 디투야 계속 계시기요 말이 로비 대지를 삼는 당이요 봐 어때지 다 제단데 단다 빼마시리게 줌세 될 때는 빼마시리 포그레스 빼마시리게 줌세데 쇼요 코는 빼마시리게 쟁도 남아디 콘체로야 가게요 말이 빼마시리게 지지데 코는 표현 인사 빼마시리 지지데 체는 거래 뭐네르다 제가 콘다고 제버제 된데게 빼마시리 도면데 빼마시리 코는 지지 체는 거라 제가 어때 시용에 대문에 상동에 대전 박비 유지 다보니 뱀이 빠진 생이 gen토비 땅민 넘바 다기리 제바니 땅 맞는 거 땅 맞네 단디 책 배주단다 가시 jor당 해삼는다 하나도 뱀미 발레 축지 작변제 지난에 뱀마시리 토바데 지난 게 제로야 개요 말이 정도야 게 지난 단지 공두시반 니만 나지래 뱀마시리 권한 제로래 지난 따위 제보 담았던데 제 예연도 어제다 대시고요 다 되니 말한 그 권한 그 냠보 내가 텍스 제약 소디라요 때 나랑 까바상 뭐 있음게요 그래서 될 수지요 저자 빼면님이 까르반초 다그 손남 손지 토반데 잠소리니 냐신 부가라 루반딘지 다발라번 콤 센타반에 상노다 공견제 반 전에 토잠 디 gomba yedan de zol chek samno tamne konta we chebe tamba cheba jen chek shabla tuya de chek keja text ye ju chuma de kaba sangbore samge yore cheta de ngenzo kale khago yobade jamso cheyen ya she bugal ruban dinju le jo kabar song se de ya de gomba chamba ludo she de na lo song de ya chek de pe de peju dan ya de da de ni konjin jedu 아니 나랑 에모션 카시 준 거래. 제가 땡에 쇼초지. 중요. 다겐딘지 요도 초제지. 닌지 나마 남지 샤바나. 콘제도도 제자 콘제는 냠도 깨져 신용도. 아니 오마게 자갈긴 개바돼서 부업이 met도 인디전 잠조 나한테 펜다 요지래 삼바도. 오마 돼서 되냐라 제동인도 다 지나나 간도 용기는 신마라. 다 제자 되게 땡에 중요. 다겐딘지 요도 초제지. 닌지 나마 남지 샤바나. 배마 삼바 신조 yap세지 부전들자 정명한 수남. 그러다 때 대된도 다 에모션 주인 거다. 년근 답된 지양 제발에 대다 가다 조빈도 신남. 림비 당제 도민 림바다. 매게 림지 도비 도민 림바당. 매게 람나 독번 경번 줘서. 당군이 그런 약간데도 직 되는데 아니 그래도 에모션 세대야 돼야 샘나라 저바도 아니 동바도 저버된 자야다 안 미주 코야다 된도 용도. 제자 뭐 대인도 제자 당 문에베 문이 줄이 된도 제자 콘타비 제베 담바 제바지 된지야 내 줄이 찍삼노 당연도 아니 뭐마도 다라나 이제 삼아지도 와 그게 양문제 로자반 개바도 대패 바유요 말이 마유요 말 가게요 말 대양 개바소 베데 다 개바 간디서 조도 다 단당인 조 보기 되는 조되니 게 약간 된 조도 속에 고쳐야지래 어때 지금도 제가 코나비까지 되냐다 다대 대진도 좀 세나는 게 용거도 와 어때 다 되니 레바는 몰람다고 되니 쇼점 주미 돌지 랑진도 당장 막된 먼저 남진 거 남년 주바면 그런 소지에네 까지 주변 접에 년발면서 단데 고체 샤비 되냐다 아니 개체조라 말 고체 샤비 되냐다 양인조 레바자야 대제리 민조 줘발로 되나 아니 라미 톡톡 여버이나 고체 샤비 되세야 돼 가자로 봐 대인도 개체슈돼야 다치까지 주바지 양인 좀 용하게 대레바 저기 요사 대 가자 말이 뭐 요네 죽되니 당연도 까지 접세야 달리 답 지가르쇼고래 어 된지리들 자 강투톱 제약이야 배도 중인선 뭐 도시야니 인고라부터 된지지 아니 자기다 갖고 제가 근데 제한테서도 맞지 용 말이데 드렌데야 오든 보기 문제니 가시 집회 인자 안지 동다 독도래
I'm sorry to say that I'm not really I don't have such command to translate what professor has written, but I'll just roughly sum up all the shloks what he has been saying about what he's actually extending through this felicitation. So he actually started by giving greetings to all, and especially to the distinguished guest, Professor Ramhar Singh Ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor Ji, and other dignitaries from outside and participants. So initially, the first word was Pension Ramhar Singh Langobartoba, which says felicitation to Maam Pandita Ramhar Singh Ji. And then the second word comes with Om Saraswati Pragyabhya, which is salutation to the Saraswati. And then the first shlok, he just takes refuge in the Buddhas of all times, of all directions, in all spaces. Why? Because as a Buddhist, he believes that everything good comes from the Buddha himself. So that's why it's not only the Buddha, even the manifestations like the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara himself, the embodiment of the Buddha, and under whose vision and manifestations the Tibet has flourished. Not only Tibet as a territory, but Tibetans have flourished. And your activity have lots of similarities with that, that of the Avalokiteshvara, who has done lots of things to the Tibetan people himself. So, like for instance, right now His Holiness the Dalai Lama is the manifestation of Avalokiteshvara. And in the second, he says about the connections between Indian and Tibetan in terms of culture exchange as well as the disseminations of religion. So in that case, he says, in the Vedas or Ayurveda, in the Tibetan classics, it is written that Brahma is considered to be the founder of Ayurveda. So it has originated from Brahma's head, and by your pure, out of his pure mind and pure in-depth knowledge of your professorship, I would like to dedicate the following good things or some of the shlokas to facilitate your life's activity or accomplishments. And then the third shlok says, so at your feet, globally, the professor himself has experienced that there is no other, Ayurvedic scholars who have never, there is no single Ayurvedic practitioner or scholars who have not approached your feet. And you also have never disheartened or hurt any poor people when you are practicing your clinicians. So that shows your love and compassion to the poor, poor and the destitutes, and that means you are pretty famous among the scholars itself. And then the fourth shlok says, so the fourth shlok is like dedication and remembering your help and support to the Tibetan culture, especially the Swarik Bay itself. And when Tibet was, not only Tibet or the Swarikpa is facing a lot of challenges at a critical age, your unwavering support has helped gain its height of fame at a critical stage for the Swarikpa. And for fifth one, it says like the professor is talking about the challenges. For instance, you have stood against lots of challenges. Ayurvedic, for instance, being an Ayurvedic practitioner, you have faced the challenges from confronting lots of critics. But among all those critics, you have come out as a Ram, because your name starts with Ram. So you have come out as a Ram who destroyed Ravan, as appears in the Ramayana. And the fifth, second last shlok, he says like, it's for the humanity, what you have done. So out of your activity, Professor talks about the combination of, or the closeness or the bonding of Ram and Ravan, Ram and Hanuman, sorry. Sorry, not the combination, sorry, in this case. That was my mistake, sorry. The close bonding between Ram and the Hanuman has helped destroy Ravan. That means to destroy the evil forces. And thus, with your own, your activity and indulgence in the commitment into the Swarikpa itself has helped not only himself, but both the Ayurveda and the Swarikpa to help boost the status and the stand of Ayurvedic and the Swarikpa against the healthcare or the well-being of the humanity itself. And then, not second last, it's 6, 7, 8. 8, he talks about the recent award that you have received in 2016 about Padma Shri award. So, even when you have achieved and lots of things, you have been rewarded with lots of awards. With those awards, Padma Shri, with the awarding of honoring yourself with the Padma Shri will not make you big either, not even small, but your fame will still increase or flourish further. The fame will remain more and more. And then my reflection, the professor's reflection on your personality. He thinks like whenever he meets you, he feels like it is one of the most fortunate thing to see you, and especially when he's like, and it is one of the rare thing that it has ever happened in his life. And he quotes about one of the things related with the rarity in terms of Nagarjuna's analogy of tortoise floating in the ocean, and then the chance of getting hooked off his neck onto a floating yoke. Yoke is very rare. So like that, meeting you is one of the fortunate and rare thing for him, and especially exchanging ideas and concepts of these medical concepts and philosophies. And then my professor's own emotion whenever he meets you is like, whenever he meets you and see, especially like when he has a short or brief conversation with you, he always feels that it reminds him of the early scholars, early Tibetan scholars, and the meetings of early Tibetan scholars with the Indian scholars in Tibet, and especially the love and compassion which the Indian scholars have showered or extended to the Tibetan scholars. And this reminds, these conversations always helps him. And then it also gives him lots of emotional thing whenever he meets you. This comes with the next shlok. It gives him more inspiration as well as happiness. And then finally, it's about the aspiration. So he prays that may you live long. And this is not just a mere word. And even whenever you meet some masters in the Buddhist context or the tradition, it is said that the best presents or offering to a master is to follow in the steps of what his master's words are. So this would be one of the things that he would like to do, to follow in the steps of what you have been saying and practicing in your whole life. And final word was Shubham. Thank you. I don't know whether I did the fair translation or not.
May I request Professor Keshe Ngama Samdela, Honorable Vice Chancellor, to offer the scarf and memento to the distinguished professor. I also request registrar to offer this scarf and shawl. And Professor Lobsang Tenzin La, Dean of the Faculty, and myself, the head of the department. May I request Professor Keshe Ngawang Samden, Honorable Vice Chancellor, to give the introduction speech of the ceremony.
Sarvadrishti Prahanaye Yat Saddhamam Adeshat Anukampam Upadhaye Tam Kodamam Namami. Respected Bhikshu Sangh, respected Professor Ramhar Singh Ji, our Registrar Dr. Ranshil Upadhyay Ji, our Astromedical Faculty's Dean, Dr. Professor Lobsang Tenzin Ji, Dr. Tamtin La, and distinguished scholars, our faculties, the deans and heads, the participants of this conference, and friends. It is a great pleasure for me to see this day, because we have been waiting for an occasion to felicitate Professor Ramhar Singh Ji, who has been honored with Padma Shri last year. And we have been trying to get an occasion to felicitate him. In many occasions, we found that either sometimes our dean was not there, or sometimes some of the other members were not there. So it did not provide us a good occasion, so which I think we have been waiting for this good occasion, in which many of the scholars have come from different parts of the country. Professor Ramhar Singh Ji has been associated with this university for several years, and we have been very closely doing works in many areas, particularly in Sawa Rigpa. And as a practitioner, and as a scholar, and as a teacher, I found in him the qualities that a master of the discipline of the Ayurveda must have, and it is so great to see him with all these qualities, and to see such a person amidst us and in the society, working for the promotion and dissemination of the knowledge. Generally speaking, the Vidya, what we call Rigne and Rigpa, is something that does not just happen by itself. But the Vidya comes into existence, it emerges and sustains and develops and culminates due to the contribution of greatly devoted person due to the contribution and devotion of people who have not just simply made academic contributions, but who have made a holistic contribution to the development of this discipline, the Vidya. Because the Vidya about which we are talking is Ayurveda, which is not simply a matter of dissemination of knowledge. It has a major content of assimilation. Because the studies, many of the modern studies, we can see, not all, but many of the modern studies, we get information, we do research and get information, and the informations are passed from one generation to another. And this is how knowledge is stored and developed. But it may not necessarily be the case that the assimilation of of these principles are necessary. But in the case of Sowa Rigpa and many of the Oriental studies, Vidyas, about which we are referring, needs the academic approach and, in a way, a spiritual approach. Because Ayurveda, both Ayurveda and Sowa Rigpa, are not simply knowledge-based, but also have a very strong component of spirituality. So therefore, the Vidya has a content of Shruti, Jnana, and Chintana Jnana, and we can say Shruti Maya Jnana, Chintan Maya Jnana, and Bhavana Maya Jnana. All of these, each of these jnana arises as a result of a very meticulous effort. Not simply by gaining the knowledge can make a person complete in these disciplines. There is a major part of contemplation and also assimilation to live with that Vidya. In order to live with that Vidya, one has to assimilate this part in one's own life, and that makes the person very much part of the Vidya itself, and the Vidya also becomes a part of the person, part of the personality of the person. So it becomes a kind of, in many ways, identified when we look from different angles. So therefore, in this respect, we can see with Professor Ramhar Singh Ji that we can see in him the Vidya, and in Vidya we can see Professor Ramhar Singh Ji. And every Vidya or every field of study has to have two components that always I used to share with our faculties and our students, that all of these, each of these Vidya has two components, that is the teaching and research. In order to have a superb research, we need to have an excellent teaching tradition. And in order to have an excellent teaching tradition, we need to have excellent research. These two things go hand in hand. So therefore, in order to have an excellent teaching, we need to have an excellent teacher who pursue research as a part of their life. You can see the research, when we talk about research, many people think about modern research methodologies and modern research works and things like that. Of course, the the way we define research in modern life and modern research, modern studies, we can find those excellences, those kind of researches, those kind of similar kind of new findings in ancient research, in ancient studies, in ancient Vidyas. If you look into the thousands and thousands of treatises of the Nalanda, Vikramashila, Odantapuri scholars, like Nagarjuna, Aryadeva, Asanga, Vasubandhu, and the scholars who came after these scholars, galaxies of scholars, and also the scholars who have penned down several hundreds of thousands of treatises by the Tibetan scholars, you can find such research components and research findings in their works. So because of such a serious research undertaken by those scholars, we have such a rich tradition, not only in medical, but also in many other disciplines. So in order to have this Ayurveda tradition, which reached to a very extreme height due to political reasons within India, there was certain setback, and the development got stagnated for certain reasons. There's a great need of a revival of this tradition. There is a great need of revival of those researches that took place in ancient India, and to rejuvenate those momentum so that the research can again take place and lead this discipline to its height, meeting the necessities of society. So in this respect, Professor Ramhar Singh Ji has contributed a lot, both in research and in teaching. And he has taught so many hundreds of students, as Dr. Professor Lobsang Tenzela has said, that there are many hundreds of scholars, Ayurvedic scholars, throughout the country who have studied under him. And also he has contributed a lot in research as well. And these all have been possible because of his devotion and dedication for this discipline, for this Vidya. I find in him those qualities which are mentioned in the Shastras that a guru should have. I'm not going to count each of those things, but roughly speaking, having accomplished not only one's study, but also who keeps on doing research and finding new kind of areas, and who has a command on subject, and at the same time one is completely compassionate to teach students and to take the Vidya, the discipline, and push the frontiers of the discipline. And this is what we find in Professor Ramhar Singh Ji. And impartiality, as I always used to say, is a very important characteristic of a teacher and a scholar, and also as a student. Impartiality in terms of to whatever situation comes in front of him, in whatever situation he confronts or comes before him, he has a very impartial kind of attitude. We can say that, for example, when we were having the first, not the first, but maybe the second or third meeting regarding the recognition of Sowa Rigpa, the Tibetan medical system, during one of the, because we planned the committee which was to submit a comprehensive report before Ayush regarding the differences and commonalities between Sowa Rigpa, the Tibetan medical system, and Ayurveda. That is what Indian government wanted to see, whether Sowa Rigpa really needs to be treated as an independent discipline or independent medical discipline, or it is identical with Ayurveda. So I was appointed as the chairperson, and we selected, nominated, Indian government nominated 5-6 members. We had the first meeting in Delhi, where we made a planning or modus operandi, what we should be doing in the coming months, and how we should be, culminating our observations at the end. After our first strategy meeting in Delhi, then we met in Sarnath in order to see the philosophical backgrounds and the theoretical background of Sowa Rigpa, whether it is different from Ayurveda or not. So we had we had a 2-day meeting here in Sarnath, and during the first day in the morning, I asked our medical scholars to make the presentation, and we had certain discussions earlier for that presentation. So in the morning, Professor Ramhar Singh ji said, when we made the presentation, he said, there's not much difference when they talked about the Triguna, the Tridoshas and the Sabda, what is that, Sabda? Sabda Dhatu and things like that. Then Professor Ramhar Singh ji said that, no, it's very much, it is similar, it is quite identical, so it doesn't seem to have a separate kind of, seem to have any kind of necessity to regard it as a separate independent discipline. So then I said, please wait, we will have sessions to come. And then after lunch, we had the preparation to show the unique features of Sowa Rigpa. And then at the end of the second session, that is at the end of the day, then Professor Ramhar Singh ji said, yes, it is certainly very unique. It's very different. It has so many significant features that are not identical with Sowa Rigpa. So to accept these things and to have a kind of intelligence and wisdom to go through these things and then to make a decision with such sharpness is rare, and then to appreciate the unique features of Sowa Rigpa, that I found that is a unique sort of approach, and also, as I said, with a very impartial kind of attitude. As I always used to say that, for the students, for teachers, for every human being, if we have an impartial attitude, then 50% of our problems are solved, already solved. You can see in your family life, in your daily life, in your official life, in your social life, if you have a impartial attitude, 50% of the problem is already solved. Therefore, this tells that most of our problems come from being impartial attitude, having impartial attitude. So I found this, and then in our later conversations and in our later interactions, I found in Professor Ramhar Singh Ji the impartiality and such a sharp kind of intelligence to penetrate into whatever kind of things are produced in front of him. And thus, he has made an immense kind of contribution for the preservation of Ayurveda through teaching and through research. And more importantly, his personality, as I said, the teacher's personality is a kind of model for students. And if the teachers have such a model, then the students used to see him as an embodiment of that Vidya. So in a way, we can say that Professor Ramhar Singh Ji really represents the Ayurveda discipline, Ayurveda Vidya, through the embodiment of this Vidya within himself. So therefore, the contribution that he has made to this, to Ayurveda, and of course to Sowa Rigpa as well, is a great contribution to the discipline and to the Vidya of Ayurveda and Sowa Rigpa. And being a person of such eminence, he is associated with many other universities. He has been associated with, and also at the present also, he is associated with many associations, organizations, and government agencies and ministries, where he is making immense contributions. So therefore, we also feel very much privileged to have Professor Ramhar Singh Ji associated with our university as an adjunct professor. So on this occasion, I would like to wish Professor Ramhar Singh Ji to live a long life. And many occasions there were programs and schedules and meetings and things like that. When it falls on Friday, I think Friday is your patient seeing, practicing day, right? So when it falls on Friday, then he used to say that it is Friday, so it is my time for my patients, so I cannot attend it. So with such a dedicated kind of attitude, that he devotes this Friday for his patients with a complete dedication, which itself is a sign and of such a dedication that everyone should learn from him. So on this occasion, we on behalf of our university and on my own personal behalf, would like to wish Professor Ramhar Singh Ji very long life and healthy life, and he may, our faculties and our students will be very much benefited by having him as an adjunct professor, so that he can visit occasionally to our medical department and benefit our students and faculties. Thank you very much.
I humbly request Padma Shri Professor Ramhar Singh Ji to address the gathering.
Professor Samten Ji, Dean Dr. Tangents, our registrar, Dr. Upadhyay, and all the dignitaries present in this audience, and my dear colleagues. I was really overwhelmed with the speech given by the Honorable Vice Chancellor. We are known for many, many years by now. I always like this institution, which is in Varanasi, near Varanasi, a small but very beautiful campus. I'm very sure that quality work must be going on here because the quality goes only in small institutions. I work in Banaras University, whose huge. I say it is big and beautiful, but there are problems also. But this is an institution which is really good, very focused, doing something on a focused line. This is very, very important. Because you are felicitating me for having honored with Padma Shri, let me mention that your Vice Chancellor is already a Padma Shri for many years ago. Many years ago. And he was always a kind of inspiration for me also. I remember the Padma Awards began in the year 1954. The government wanted to start it in 1950, immediately after we became republic, but it could not be started because preparations were not complete. And the first round of awards were given in 54, when I was a first-year student in the Ayurvedic College at Banaras University. I heard about that there is something like this, very special. And in the very first round, I am just referring to the quality of the judgment. The first round, the first Bharata Ratna of India is Dr. Radhakrishnan. Dr. Radhakrishnan was not the president that time, not even vice president. But he was given Bharat Ratna because of his scholarship, because of his wisdom, because of his activism in education, not because that he has any kind of power in the hands. Dr. Radhakrishnan. I will also not forget to mention that the same year, in the very first round, the next man who became Padma Bhushan was my own teacher, Pandit Satyanarayan Shastri, who was a famous Ayurvedic physician. Famous Ayurvedic physician. He became Padma Bhushan. And the same year, Dr. Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar, a famous chemist who was also professor at BHU in chemistry and who wrote our Kulagit, Madhur Manohar Ativa Shumdar, Yesar Vidya Ki Rajdhani. He was also honored with Padma Bhushan the same year. So probably, and Bhatnagar award is given in his name. He was our own professor. So probably, and they chose Shamtenji for this some years ago because he was one who was doing something original, not repeating. Such awards are not for technical success. Such awards are for innovations, for setting trends, for doing something new, which nobody has done, something like this. An establishment of this beautiful institution is already a testimony of the ability of a person who was honored by the government of India. What is more important, I was watching the citation which was given to me. Probably many times things are evaluated by some experts or some people who know this. They notice few things in me, which was learning for me, although I did not notice that today also many things which you said, sir, I discovered here. I didn't know. The first thing that they say that his books, his lectures, his publications have reduced the gap between conventional medicine and traditional medicine. Have reduced the gap. Reducing gap is very important. Then they also said that his work had helped in developing common language which can help a dialogue between different systems. There's a need of dialogue between Sauripa and Ayurveda also, but there is also a big need of a kind of dialogue between conventional medicine and traditional medicine. Without that, probably things will not move. And when Department of Ayush was started many years ago, within the Ministry of Health, they promised that this organization will mainstream traditional medicine. They will bring the traditional medicine into the mainstream. This was the motto, this was the objective of the government also. And now again, there is a separate ministry. Their target is also how to bring all these in the mainstream of healthcare delivery system for India. And such thing, reducing gap, developing common language, dialogues, interactions, probably will go a long way to help in this. So this is how things happen. I gave my lecture, I said many technical things which everybody heard. I will not repeat that. Professor Samtain was mentioning about Vidya. Vidya and Vidhi both are needed to go together. If there is a Vidya and if there is no Vidhi, how to apply the Vidya, probably Vidya remains static. A knowledge or wisdom has to be dynamic so that it can be understood by everybody, it can be used by everybody. My emphasis, sir, is more on Vidhis. How do we translate our wisdom, our theories, our principles into action today? After all these systems are systems of healthcare. Our goal is to help the suffering humanity. Our goal is to promote the health of the people, prevent disease, to predict a disease. These are our goals. And also to treat some who are very sick. But all these need more vidhis, more kaushal, more skill in our graduates. And this is always my emphasis while I teach or why I do research. This is emphasis which I give. And probably that is very, very important thing which is needed. This has become more important because the whole paradigm of healthcare delivery is changing fast. I said in the beginning also, during my lecture also, that no one single system of medicine, including allopathy, has a power to tackle all diseases of all beings. Now there is a need of multiple systems. Maybe somewhere your system is very strong, somewhere Ayurveda is strong. And in many places maybe allopathy is very strong. But now everybody agrees that there is a need of multiple systems. Americans are fond of coining terms, words. They call it medical pluralism, multiple systems. It's not Indian word, although we believe for this, we want it, but the words come from there. Alternative medicine, complementary medicine, all that you hear are American terms. They coin terms and export to India and the third world. And we are fond of using that. So probably it is very important to see that the medical pluralism flourishes in this country, not only here. I remember 30 years ago, there was a committee appointed by Government of India to recognize electro-homeopathy. I was one of the members of the committee. There are several members. Ultimately, we disagreed that this is not different than homeopathy and all that. We declined. But one of the members was very aggressive, saying that India is a jungle Raj of medical systems. There are so many kinds of doctors, so many kinds of systems. It is jungle Raj. 30 years ago. Now they say, the same people say that India is a haven of medical pluralism. The great potential, they have already 6 or 7 systems of medicine. And modern medicine is also equally strong. So things are changing. Let us not think that what is happening today will be true tomorrow also. May not. And therefore, We have to be very vigilant. We have to think of things more closely and see what is right, what is wrong, and where we can find our own place. It was also mentioned by Honorable Vice Chancellor about the recognition of Saurippa as one of the Ayush systems. This was a great thing. We have already 6 systems. This is the 7th one in that club. Now, in the beginning, and there was another committee earlier also. I think when you joined earlier first time, there was a committee. I was there also in that committee, and the committee was chaired by another person who was very, very against it. And it was not approved. If I correctly remember, it was not approved. They said, no, this is Ayurveda and Ayurveda alone. This is Ayurveda practice in Tibet. This cannot be a different system. And it was not approved. Then another committee was made, and you took initiative, strong initiative. The credit should go to you, sir. That, and again I became the member of the committee. And we had several meetings. And meetings and excursions, we went to several places. We also went to Dharamsala, many, many places. Many things were shown to us. And in the beginning, there was, as you rightly said, there was feeling that things are very, very similar. If they are similar, why there should be a separate system? But when I heard everybody, I found that there are many, many things which you talk is very different. It's not in Ayurveda, particularly the entire nervous function, the brain and the functions are not so elaborately described in Ayurveda. They are very different footings. Urine examination, Nadi Pariksha, these things are very, very elaborate in your system. And many drugs, most of the drugs are your own. And therefore, to say that it is the same is not right. And this really worked. This really worked, and you are now a recognized system of Ayush in India, official. Now there is a need of probably expanding it. More centers, more Saurippa doctors are needed. Not this is small number, bigger number. I have seen the Dharamsala center also, and here also. You are running a program of graduation in your discipline. In any such discipline, there is a need of a hospital, a small hospital, not a big hospital. A small hospital. Let us not make big hospitals. Even if there is a 50-bedded hospital with a clinic, this will be good for training of our students so that they know the skill. I was talking about the kaushal, the skill, the vidhi. Vidhi will come only through that, and this should be added to this beautiful institution so that it becomes effective. And now it is not possible. With the new ministry, we have a new minister who is a very nice man. He listens to everybody. Things may not be difficult. And Government of India has now National Ayush Mission, and they have a budget, some budget. I don't know how much budget is there, but there is a National Ayush Mission. The first purpose, first objective of the mission is to raise more and more academic institutions in Ayush sector. More and more institutions, particularly of quality education. This is the first promise. So whatever money they have, they should spend on increasing the number of institutions. This should be pursued so that this becomes really a good, viable institution. I have seen the campus beautifully, particularly the library. Whenever I come, I go to the library, and library is beautiful library. Nobody has better library than this in India, whole of country. So everything is there. Pharmacy is there, doing so good work. Dispensary is there, but few-bedded indoor service program will be very, very useful to make the training program more effective, and this institution becomes viable by giving services to this. After all, unless the service goes to the people around here, people don't know what is happening around inside the campus. Yeah, you have plans. I heard about that. There is a plan, and this is the right time to pursue for it, because these coming 1 or 2 years are good. This present government is favorable for such activities. So I think this is all that I should say. I should not speak a lot. I'm extremely thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Registrar and the Dean, and everybody here for inviting me and to felicitate me for a small thing. As I am officially an adjunct professor of this institution, this was actually, I was appointed by Professor something. He wrote me that you become the adjunct or something. In the meantime, I became the lifetime distinguished professor in VHU. And then I had to approach my university to permit me if I can be adjunct here. And our Vice Chancellor gladly agreed, okay, you are permitted. So I am there. But I have not contributed much as this position. I will like to come maybe at least a month to interact with the students and to be here to justify the designation. So with this, sir, I thank you so much for all the kindness and courtesy extended to me today, this afternoon. Thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Tanten, our Dean, for composing so beautiful things.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor Padma Shri Professor G.N. Shamtenji, Central University of Tibetan Studies, respected Professor Ram Har Singh Ji, Padma Shri awarded, and distinguished Professor, Banaras Hindu University, Faculty of Ayurveda, and young faculty of this university, Dean Faculty of Saurabha, Professor Lobsang Tenzing, respected dignitaries of the dais, participants, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great privilege and pleasure to give vote of thanks on the occasion of this सेमिनार। मेरा ये परम सौभाग्य है कि मैं प्रोफेसर राम हर सिंह जी हम लोगों के गार्जियन तुल्य हैं और काशी हिंदू विश्वविद्यालय में इनके साथ मुझे काम करने का अवसर भी मिला है। और पिछले 25-26 वर्षों से मैं व्यक्तिगत तौर पे आपका स्नेह हमेशा मिलता रहा है। मैं एक चिकित्सा विज्ञान संस्थान में जॉइंट रजिस्ट्रार, डिप्टी रजिस्ट्रार के रूप में भी रहा और मैं आपका हमेशा ऐसा महसूस करता था कि इस तरह के लोग यदि अपने व्यवसाय से, अपने चिकित्सा पद्धति के प्रति इतना ईमानदारी के साथ लोग यदि काम करें तो हमारी जो ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन्स हैं या इंडियन मेडिसिन्स जिसके लिए जानी जाती है उसका उद्धार हो जाएगा। और आज के अवसर पे सर आपको हम लोग अपने बीच पाकर मुझे बड़ी खुशी हो रही है। मैं आपको और विश्वविद्यालय की तरफ से, अपनी तरफ से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने व्यस्ततम समय निकाल करके और हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट को एक अच्छा आपने अभिवादन दिया, अपने विषय वस्तु को आपने प्रस्तुत किया। पार्टिसिपेंट निश्चित रूप से लाभ मिला होगा। मैं अपने माननीय कुलपति जी को भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं जो इन्होंने व्यस्तम समय निकाल करके और इस पूरे सेमिनार की कैसे इसकी व्यवस्था की जाए, शुरू से लेकर के आखिर तक आपने इसका अच्छी तरीके से ध्यान दिया। और डीन फैकल्टी ऑफ सौरपा प्रोफेसर लॉबसेन तेंजिंग जी शुरू से ही कैसे सुव्यवस्थित तरीके से इस सेमिनार को ऑर्गेनाइज किया जाए। जो भी हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट आए उनकी कोई समस्या न हो, उनकी यथोचित स्थान पे उनकी रहने की व्यवस्था, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, मैं इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ विश्वविद्यालय परिवार की तरफ से। हमारे हेड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ सौरभा, आपने इस सेमिनार को सफल बनाने के लिए लगातार आपने प्रयास किया है। इस अवसर पे मैं आपको भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ। बाहर से आए हुए हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट और रिसोर्स पर्सन्स जो विभिन्न प्रदेशों से, विभिन्न जगहों से आए हुए हैं, बड़ी परेशानियों का भी सामना किया होगा, लेकिन इस सेमिनार को सफल बनाने के लिए आपकी उपस्थिति बहुत आवश्यक था। और आपने जो भी डिलीवर किया लेक्चर, उससे हमारे जो न्यूली इस फील्ड में स्पेशली सौरभा या आयुर्वेद फील्ड से जो जुड़े हुए हमारे डॉक्टर्स हैं, फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं, निश्चित रूप से लाभान्वित हुए होंगे। मैं उन सभी लोगों को धन्यवाद देता हूं। और इस डॉक्टर A.K. राय हैं, हमारे विश्वविद्यालय के प्राध्यापकगण हैं, और जो इस सेमिनार को सफल बनाने में परोक्ष या अपरोक्ष रूप से जिन लोगों ने मदद की है, हम सभी लोगों को धन्यवाद देते हैं। मीडिया के लोग जो उपस्थित हैं, उन्हें भी मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं कि वो समय समय पर सेमिनार के विभिन्न बिंदुओं को संकलित कर और पेपर या मीडिया के माध्यम से आम लोगों को सूचना देने का जो उन्होंने काम किया है, हम सभी ऐसे लोगों को भी धन्यवाद देता हूं। और पुनः जो मेस या जो भी आपकी व्यवस्था से जुड़े हुए जो लोग हैं जिन्होंने यहाँ नहीं दिखाई दिए, मैं उन लोगों को भी धन्यवाद देता हूं कि जब तक उनकी सहयोग और उनकी व्यवस्था में सतत प्रयास नहीं किए होते तो ये सेमिनार सफल नहीं होता। मैं सभी लोगों को पुनः पुनः धन्यवाद।
Thank you. With this, felicitation ceremony is concluded. We have 10 minutes break, tea break, and after that we have validity session of the seminar in the same hall. Thank you very much.